Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ngini Titan, and we're here on the Mines map, and I've got a battle in the T-67, and I'm going to follow that later on by another T-67 battle. So you got two T-67 battles here today, and well, I like the T-67. Though that said, I think it requires a certain. You need to understand the mechanics of the game, I think, to do well in T-67, and particularly you need to understand the stealth mechanics and how stealth works and how view range and all that kind of stuff works, and it probably helps considerably to have a crew trained up that are actually well trained in stealth and recon mechanics. Now, because of the way Wargaming does things when they rearrange the tech tree, I am not 100% sure that I played through this tank the first time I went through the American tech tree. I know I played the T-40, but I just wondering, was the T-40 a tier 5 tank at the time, or was it a tier 4? Because I don't remember playing the T-67 at all until I kind of went back to it a few years ago, when I wanted to grind out the Hellcat and that line of American tank destroyers. I think I might have had played the Hellcat, but there was some reason I went back to the T-67. I can't remember what it was. Actually, looking at the tech tree, it's still possible to reach the Hellcat without going near the T-67, and I may have got it that way or something like that. But the thing is, the game said that I had played it, so I have a feeling the tech tree was rearranged and the T-67 was added in at some point, and I played something else instead of it. Because some similar things have happened with the Russian tech tree, for instance. I know, for instance, that I never played the KV-85, but I'm down as having played the KV-85 because I played the old KV-1S when it was a tier 6. Yes, I think it was a tier 6, the KV-1 Sport. Good times. So as soon as I've been spotted here, I just back out, pull away, put some distance between myself and the enemy tank. And then I come back. I don't come back to the exact same location. I was kind of hoping to get a shot at him from here, but he's not sitting still. He's not making it easy for me. And I really need him sitting still because the accuracy on this gun isn't great. It's a decent gun. It's got a rapid rate of fire, decent penetration. The accuracy isn't terrible. Snapshotting and things will work, but it's also tricky enough to hit, particularly any kind of range. Very precise targets with it. Now we're down a lot of tanks, and I'm not doing as much here as I was hoping. Managed to put a round into that KV-85, but I just got to get out of here. I'm going to relocate and try and go somewhere where I can make more use out of my gun, because I'm not doing it there. There are not enough tanks crossing over this side. They're gone up into the high ground, or they're gone around to the village on the eastern side of the map. So off we go, we come back here. Now sometimes this place can work out and sometimes it can be a complete failure. I might actually be better off going to the actual central hill and getting stuck in kind of close up. We'll see how we do when we get here. So the heads are on the high ground. I have no line of sight to anybody at the moment, which I'm kind of surprised because I thought there was enemy tanks would have at least tried to poke out the back there once they'd gotten up onto the high ground and actually tried to spot the guys back here. And there's a Churchill after coming off the cliff and getting stuck, so we might as well get rid of him and take his gun out of the game. We've managed to take out the Churchill, and I've been keeping an eye on the medium tank over by the island, the Panzer IV or 5.4, and he's managed to take out the light tank. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if he's taken out the light tank, there possibly is very few tanks over that side, and between the two of us we could have a kind of a clear run at the tanks around the enemy base, and well, I'd be able to outspot them and he'd be able to give me support and supporting fire if I needed it. So off I go, racing on after him. Now I don't want to go back to the position I was in originally. I actually want to follow up this guy, and I nearly drive off into the water by paying too much attention to try and communicate rather than watching where I was driving. So the Hellcat has been shown up. So I'm going to make use of the bushes here and the fact that I have a direct line of sight. We put a round into the Hellcat, and if we get an opportunity to put more rounds, we will. But the Hellcat is smart enough not to sit around being shot at and has actually moved directly into cover. So there's a VK3001H much further back, and I put a round into him, and we put a second round into him, and that's him. He's out of the way. However, the Hellcat's gone into cover, but the Panzer 5-4 is going for it, and he is, and I said, right, well, I might as well support him. He's taking a hit from artillery, or I think that looked like an artillery strike rather than the Hellcat. But the Hellcat's been taken out by, I suspect, artillery as well, unless it was the Panzer 4 or 5-4 that managed to ammo rack him or something like that. Now this game is winnable, and I'm going for the artillery. Get him out of the game. He's an easy target. We've gotten rid of most of the people around the base. I'm not interested in capping. I just want to take out the artillery, and we put a round into him. He tucks in behind the rock, and he's facing me, which is pretty sharp on the ball from. We come out. Now we can't afford to stop because he's got a relatively accurate gun, a relatively quick firing gun, and we take him out with the second shot, and we just keep going. We head back into the center map because that's where the enemy tanks are. Now, having achieved that much, I know this Panzer 5-4 is heading into the cap circle. You know, I can't say that I blame him, but at the same time, I kind of wished, well, I have no problem with him exerting cap pressure, but I do kind of wish that he gave me the benefit of the doubt when I had thought I'd earned it, really. So there's a captured KV-1 over there, and he's in fairly good shape, and I'm not going to take him on directly. So I'm coming in here to the high ground, and we kind of overshoot the edge here, so I'm past the rock before I think about where he's located, and then I come back. I'm using the bushes to keep me covered. And he pops out. We bounce a shot, or we miss completely, I think. But we managed to get the second round through, solid hit, and to get him some engine damage. So, what to do next? Well, I'm going to head this way because I'm spotted, and I don't want to hang around over there. There is another tank somewhere. But as soon as I lose the spot, I reverse course, because I made it out into here before without being spotted, so I won't be spotted when I'm up here. So I'm now coming to the edge, and I'm going to slip down the cliff where the Churchill was trying to do it, but he got himself stuck. And I want to skid around behind the captured KV-1, so that ideally he's not going to be looking at me when I catch up with him. And I put a round into his side, and I'm going to put a round into his rear, and I come around again, and I will be able to put another round or two into him before he actually managed to bring the gun to bear. But I think he more or less gave up, or he knew the game was over anyway, and he just turned his back of his turret towards me. And that is it, folks. Game over. We have won. We won by capturing, but I think we could have won by killing the enemy tanks as well. I don't think it would have been that hard. We managed to get a high caliber, a first class mastery, 2 marks of excellence, 4 kills, 1600 damage, small amount of assisted damage. I think we only barely got that high caliber. We came number 1 by experience, and yeah, we only barely got that high caliber. We captured KV-1, was pretty close to us on damage done, and he got 5 kills, so he was closer to the top gun than I was. The next battle is here in Heilbronn, and we're also on the T-67, and in this case we are bottom tier. So we start out, it's a tier 7 battle. Now it's not a strong tier 7 battle, there are 2 tier 7 tanks, but it's a pretty strong tier 6 battle. And we are, well, like I said, bottom tier in this case, and it's standard battle. Other than that, there's nothing else truly remarkable about it. Well, I'm not going to do anything radically different in when I'm bottom tier with the T-67, because the whole shtick of the T-67 anyway is speed and stealth, and the blistering rate of fire of the gun. The gun performs well enough. I mean, it doesn't do a lot of damage against higher tier tanks, but it does enough. There is worse than it out there. So I'm trying to find the optimal spot to set up depending on the way my team are aligning. I'm not a great fan of this location, but it's not the worst. The main reason is that I just don't like the view ranges, the view lines from it. Now the Aufklärung Panther has spotted me when I fired, so I have to pull back. I have to get back into cover. Now there's no artillery in this game, so I'm safe enough here behind the rocks. And I got what I wanted, which was the tracking shot. These light tanks that think they can just stroll around behind enemy lines and just drive through massive enemy tanks. Well, they shouldn't really, because if they get tracked, they're doomed. And it's not that hard to get tracked. So we come back up into our bush again, see if I can spot anything or give supporting fire to anybody that's crossing the open spaces. The problem with this is there's a lot of open space down there that can be crossed without being visible from this location, but the more aggressive positions that would cover in those locations are just not viable. They're too far advanced, they're too far into the front line. Even if I was top tier, they'd be still too advanced and too far into the front line, simply because they're where the team is deployed at the moment. So I'm basically waiting here for this for the 40 TP to show himself again. Hopefully if he shows himself again, I'll get another clean shot at him, or if the others cross the open ground. But I would be worried at the moment about going down there, simply because the possibility of stuff sneaking around behind me and the lack of cover on that side of the map. So I just have to exercise patience. There's enough tanks on this side of the map to take care, I think, of anything the enemy might be doing. The problem is that the enemy are probably better off not actually pushing on that side of the map. However, there's a KV-85 just pops out, and well, we're going to start putting rounds into him now. Switch to the good stuff, because the KV-85, he was angled. And then, as per usual, I forget about it. And I noticed a tank sneaking out of the town. Fortunately, I suppose, he has run into three of our tanks, and that's pretty good. Now, what do I do? The thing is, there's a Panzer flat bus basically making a run for up there. That's a really odd location for one of those things. They're complete glass cannon. So I thought, right, well, I've kind of identified where most of the enemy tanks are. So I reckon it's actually safe to sneak down here. That guy should have been away over the back, so I thought maybe I could pop up in these bushes without being spotted, but it turns out not true. There's a 25 TP there. He did spot me, and but I got the round into him, and he didn't hit me. And he's pretty much on his own. He's the only guy facing me in this way, and I reckon I can snap shots off quicker than he can. And he decides to come up towards me, and we finish him off. So we get a kill. So now we get bowled. There's an M6 there, and he's a one-shot kill. There is another tank down there as well, but I don't know where he is. And we come here. There's a KV-1 trundling on the side of the hill, and he's like, well, he has seen me actually, but we finish him off. Other people shoot him as well. He's under fire from multiple shots. There is the M6. So I just do a drive-by here, come out, bang the M6, drive right in front of the 45 TP. Didn't manage to get the turn. That thing was in the way. Was it a Kraft Panther or something? So by the time I get up, because the 45 TP looked around, he's dead. And at this point, the enemy reduced down to 2 tanks. So, I mean, we were slightly ahead, but it just shows how quickly the game can turn. I'm not saying it had anything to do with what I did, but the game turned very dramatically. Now, I was actually concerned that the light medium tank was going to be somewhere else. But he's not. He's over there in the corner. There's a Hellcat, and there is a whatever it is, a Cromwell. What was a Cromwell doing down here? I have no idea. Anyway, don't know whether he was here all game or not. Just a rather unusual place to find a Cromwell at the end of the game. Full health as well. Cromwell is a tank to be played aggressively. They're great fun when they're played aggressively, actually. And that's it. We didn't get to do too much more. But we've done a nice piece of damage. And the thing is, we're bottom tier, so we're going to do pretty well in this battle as well. So we just wait for the results screen to come along. Now, we did spend a lot of silver because we forgot to change our ammo loadout. We got 1200 experience, or damage 1800 experience, the multipliers and whatever already in. We came number 2 by experience on the team, so that's not bad at all. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment if you've not already done so. Please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.